Hi, this is SandyB. Welcome to the 90 Day Wins Podcast, Episode 9. Come get your wins every 90 days. I am so excited to share with you the 90 Day Win Podcast, where we talk to regular people living their goals, achieving their goals a quarter at a time. This episode, I encourage you to plan your wins on the 90 Day Win Podcast, because planning your win is step 2 in the 6 steps to your 90-day wins. Remember, step 1 is vision. Step 2 is 90-day win plan. 3 is monthly plan. 4 is weekly plan. 5 is trusted advisor. And 6 is repeat steps 2 through 5. So steps 2, 3, and 4 are all about plans. I have to tell you, if I'm encouraging you to live a life of wins, I also have to tell you to get planning, people. So that's what this episode's about. So come on, get your wins with us and get your plans on, because now is the time to plan. Now is not the time to be worried or scared or confused or fearful. Now is the time to set your plans in place. Now is the time to get excited. Now is the time to execute. Planning, 90 days, monthly plans, weekly plans. Let's get it, people, on the 90 Day Win Podcast. This is SandyB. Planning for your wins. You may think I'm crazy because I want you to plan during this time. I want you to take some time and think about where you're going. We're in Q2. It's May 2020. So many things have occurred already. And I'm saying, hey, let's plan for your wins. We didn't expect this year in our vision board to look the way it has, to look the way it is shaping out so far. So many things have occurred. So many people we love, so many people we know, we don't know, have passed away. Yes, it is a trying time. We still have to plan for wins. In the 90-day win process, there are 6 steps to your win. In these 6 steps, 3 of them relate to planning. That is how important it is for you to take the time and focus and think about what you want to accomplish. That is exactly what I do. That is exactly what I encourage my friends and family to do. And these steps, these 3 steps of planning, were in the 90-day wins process prior to us even knowing about COVID. Because no matter what's occurring in your life, no matter what's going on in the world, you, the person, the goal-getter that you are still keeping your eyes on the vision. And if you are not sure what vision is, I would encourage you to go back to episode 2 of the 90 Day Wins podcast, where I talk to you about vision, where I tell you what and why we start with vision in the 6 steps to the 90 Day Wins. So today I want to spend some time talking about these 3 steps in the 90 Day Wins process that I believe are so important. There are 3 different levels essentially to planning in the 90 Day Win process. Step 2 is your 90-day plans. These are the 3 months. So you think of this quarter, we have 3 months. Every quarter has 3 months. So these are your 90-day plans. These are the things you're saying, okay, within the 90 days, this is what I believe I can accomplish. That is actually level 1 in your planning. Then you say, okay, this next month, what are the monthly activities I need to do? What am I planning for to achieve this goal for the quarter? And that's, you write this down, your monthly plans. That's the second level. The third level are weekly plans. Same idea. You're taking the time to say, this week I'm going to meet with this person, and by meeting with this person, we're going to discuss the plan. So essentially, I'm moving forward to those goals that I created for myself in the quarter. Planning. What does this look like? And this relates to everyone. I encourage my daughter to plan. This year, one of the things she accomplished, one of her goals she accomplished, is getting all A's during this last semester of the school year. I know she could do it, but I wanted her to stretch herself to see if she could do it, because it's not so much about the grade you got, it's the effort that you put into it and the understanding that you got. If you did your best and you only got a C, that's fine. But if you did your best and you got an A, how much better would you feel about the effort that you put into it? So she worked her butt off. She got her assignments in, she did what she needed to do, and she finished 8th grade with all A's. That is a win for her, and we celebrated that win because it's always important to celebrate the little milestones. She has a new vision now of things she wants to do. She's preparing to go to high school. There are certain things she wants to have a certain time for certain activities. So everyone should be planning. Take some time to sit down with your kids and talk with them about the plans they want to accomplish. My nephew, who I'm so excited for, he took the time and he did the work and he applied to the high school he wanted to go to and he got in. And so this is the thing. Everyone can learn from this. You plan, you decide, you take control. You be the goal-getter that you know you can, and prepare in your 90-day plans. Be realistic. Don't decide on Tuesday that next month I'm going to be an astronaut. Well, it's going to take you a lot more time than, I don't know, a month to become an astronaut. That is really exaggerated. The point is, make your goal be realistic. Plan things that you know you can actually put in place. And truth be told, these plans need to relate to the bigger vision of what you want to accomplish for the year, right? So these plans mean something to you. They are tangible. An example, personal example, this podcast, 90 Day Wins podcast. I've been talking to multiple friends. I was on a couple of podcasts in 2019, and I really wanted to create my own podcast based on the 90 Day Wins process. I took some time and wrote down in last year of Q2 the things I wanted to accomplish, the events I wanted to go, where I would hear podcasts, where I would meet people in the podcasting community, where I would connect with women of color who were in the podcasting space. That required planning, that required time, that required, monthly plans. This week there is this event going on. I'm going to schedule it. I'm going to pay for the tickets. I'm going to make sure that my family is situated so I can have this time to devote to learning about podcasts. That was the one quarter. Then the next quarter was, who is my trusted advisor that's going to help me as I go forward in the podcasting space? Well, I met a producer who is on one of my favorite podcasts, who has been gracious enough to be my trusted advisor, one of them, but he is specific relating to my podcast understanding and a mentor in just navigating this space. But it began because I took the time to plan and go to events and think about that vision of what I wanted to accomplish. So we fast forward. This producer has been working with me. I met with him a couple of times. I made sure I had everything in line. Weekly plans. This week, I'm going to meet with him on this date, and I'm going to make sure I have this. We met at this location. We talked about this. He gave me my action items. I replied back to him, kept him engaged with what I had going on. He gave me deadlines. When are you launching the podcast? Planning. Met with him earlier, Q1 2020. Yes, I have interviews recorded. I'm ready to go. He says, so when are you actually going to launch? I said, based on where I am, I believe I can launch the end of February. You plan, but then God lets you know what truly is going to happen, right? We've all heard of that. Well, what happened was February came and I wasn't ready. There were other things I needed to make sure were together for this podcast. I planned, I prayed, I looked at the calendar. I said, it probably will not happen until the end of March, but it will occur for Q1. And guess what? This podcast was launched March 31st, 2020. The point here is you plan, you prepare, and then you tweak. My vision is still the same for 2020, guys. Hear what I'm saying. My vision board has not changed. The plans that I need to execute to get the vision goal that I want have. I had plans to go to an event in Miami where I would be able to network with other women business owners, where I would be able to interview other people in Miami because I was physically there. That plan changed because of COVID-19. Well, I still have the vision. I still have the podcast that I was producing, that I was putting out at the end of Q1. Got a new software, used it. I could do remote interviews, tweaked the plan. The vision is still the same. The vision for this podcast to encourage and inspire people to achieve their goals a quarter at a time is still the same. Hear me. Your vision stays the same. Your plans change. We always have to tweak our plans. Things happen. Keep that in mind. Things happen. So you may say, how does this work for me? How does this help me as I move forward? People are laid off, furloughed, fired. This is the perfect time for you to think about the 6 steps to your wins. Start with 90 days. Give yourself the freedom, allow yourself the freedom and the opportunity to envision what your life looks like. Let's say you haven't done a vision board for this year. Do one now. It doesn't have to be elaborate. You take the time to write down and decide for yourself where you see yourself going. What is the plan for your future? Once you do that, start with step 2, your 90-day plans. What do you want to accomplish in the next 3 months based on that vision that you've just created? Break it down to the next level of your planning, monthly plans. How will I execute this? Who are the people I will meet with? What activities will take place for this goal to occur? Weekly plans. Get in that calendar. Isolate the time. I encourage so many of my friends, as I have done in the past, I block out time. Even if you have a 9-to-5 position, block out time. You have time where there's meetings all through the day and you just need time to just be. You take that time, whatever it is that you can find on your calendar. Maybe it's a half an hour in the morning before you go to the weekly staff meeting on Wednesdays. Whatever it is, take that time. Decide this week, what time will I devote to my goals? If it's a half an hour during this day, I will read, I will write, I will research, I will study, whatever it is, I will be intentional. And then you hold yourself to that, because after you come out of the plans, your weekly plans, when you're clear and you know what's going on, in those weeks, step 5, your trusted advisor meetings, they are shoring you up. They are encouraging you. That's why you continually talk to your trusted advisors, because they know that vision. They know where you're trying to go. They understand your 90-day plans because you've already talked with them. They understand your monthly plans. They understand this week you needed to talk with that producer, that editor, that parent about their child. Whatever it is, you have shared that with your trusted advisor. So they are clear about where you're trying to go. And they are there to support and encourage and advise and be the guardrails to make sure you land where you need to. This is SandyB, and I am excited that you are here and you chose to listen to this podcast so you can be encouraged and you can go get your wins because you too can be a goal getter. If you'd like to hear more, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. Download this podcast, share it with your friends, and leave a comment, leave a review. Hopefully it's positive. We will definitely take those, and just continue to allow yourself to plan and prepare and envision your 90-day wins. Enjoy. Now is the time to plan. Now is the time you plan for your wins. We don't know what the future holds, but we can do our best to make sure we have the plans in place. We change them as we go forward, but we continue to move. We continue to keep focused on what we're trying to accomplish. As we manage all the other things we have going on in life, we continue to prepare and look forward to and know that we will get our wins because we are working it every 90 days. I can give examples of a promoter last year I worked with on a project for an event in Jamaica, and the coordination of people coming together was amazing, and it worked well because they followed the 90-day wins. They met with each other, they were accountable, they took the time to plan out and made changes and move forward and getting the artists in line and continuing to plan weekly, make updates as needed. It's so key to have the right people involved and to communicate with those people, those trusted advisors. And in doing so, if everyone understands the plan of the project, it will move forward. If everyone is on board with the plan, and obviously by meeting weekly and discussing where you're trying to go, that helps greatly. I see that in corporate work, right? When I work with my team, the weekly touch base, they look forward to that. I'm out of the office and someone is left to kind of make sure they get what they need. If they are not getting that weekly touch base, it's a problem because they've become used to it. And you become used to it. When you can't speak with your trusted advisor, when I can't speak with my trusted advisor, I usually have a problem. And so they usually know because I'm texting them like, hey, do you have an hour? Because I appreciate their knowledge and I appreciate their time. And I know that the time we spend, and because they are so clear about where I'm trying to go, they're so clear on my vision, they are usually some of my favorite people to talk to, unless I haven't done something that they're holding me accountable for, which we all can experience that. It's like school when you haven't done your homework and you need to get it done. But that's why they're so great, because they show you grace, but they also ask you the questions to say, why are you procrastinating about this? What is the concern you have? Those questions, right? But they also help you see, okay, does this plan work for you? 90-day wins, you plan for your wins. So I challenge you this week. Take some time, tweak those plans, but continue to plan. It is a weekly exercise. Daily, I'm thinking about what is it going to take to help me move forward in these goals? What is it going to take for me to move forward in these plans to be able to be the best coach for my clients? What is it going to take for me to learn? What am I going to have to stretch myself with? We all should be having stretch goals. These are things that are definitely outside of our comfort zone, but we're willing to go that extra mile. But that starts with planning. So this week, take some time. Take some time to think about the next 90 days. Where are you going? What are you doing? What plans are you putting in place next 90 days, monthly plans, and then weekly? What are you doing this week that's going to get you to your goal? because we're all about getting our wins here on the 90 Day Wins podcast. So let's get to planning and plan for the win. Come get your wins with the 90 Day Wins podcast, where we talk to goal getters. You can check us out at 90daywins.com. That's 90daywins with an S.com. That's our website where you can check out our blog, where we give more in-depth notes and conversation about the interviews with our goal getters. Also, you can check us out on social media, 90daywins.com. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. This is your host, SandyB, and I'm encouraging you to go get your wins every 90 days on the 90 Day Win podcast.